Hey everyone! Welcome to Update X24H, your go-to channel for the latest news, hottest dramas, breaking stories, and all the buzz from the world of entertainment. We're here to keep you updated, entertained, and always in the loop. Hit that subscribe button and join our growing family, because here at Update X24H, we bring you the news that matters, the drama you love, and the stories you can't miss. Thanks for being part of our community. Let's stay connected, stay updated, and keep the good vibes rolling. What if everything you thought you knew about a celebrity's scandal was a lie? What if, in the middle of millions of doubting voices, one man stood up, not just to speak, but to reveal the truth the world wasn't ready to hear? Tonight, we bring you the shocking twist in the story of Liu Yuning and Zhao Lusi, and the moment that turned the entertainment world upside down. What began as an ordinary week in the entertainment world quickly spiraled into one of the most unsettling storms the industry had seen in years. Zhao Lusi, the young actress celebrated for her warmth and charm, suddenly found herself at the heart of a scandal that seemed designed to strip away the very qualities that had won over millions of fans. Her former agency issued a statement that reverberated across news outlets and social media platforms, accusing her of faking a serious medical condition, paralysis, not only to garner public sympathy but to evade contractual obligations. It was the kind of claim that did not simply damage a career. It threatened to rewrite her identity in the eyes of the public. The accusations arrived at a moment when Zhao Lusi had only just begun to rebuild her life and career after a difficult period of recovery. She had spoken sparingly about the ordeal, revealing only that she had suffered a sudden neurological episode that left her unable to walk for a time. It was a deeply private battle, fought quietly and away from the public gaze, and one she had worked hard to overcome. Her return to acting, marked by careful appearances and measured optimism, was supposed to be a celebration of resilience. Instead, it was overshadowed by suspicion. In the days that followed the agency's announcement, social media became a battlefield. Hashtags calling for the truth trended in multiple countries, each post pulling the narrative in a different direction. Some voices echoed the agency's doubts, demanding proof. Others rallied to her defense, sharing personal stories of illness and recovery, insisting that such suffering could not be fabricated. The divide was not just among fans. Even within the industry, whispers of contractual disputes, hidden grudges, and corporate politics began to surface. For Zhao Lusi, this was more than a public relations crisis. It was the reopening of wounds she had fought to heal, now displayed for the world to dissect. And yet, amid the noise, there was a stillness in her response, a refusal to be dragged into the spectacle. She did not lash out. She did not offer quick counterattacks. Instead, she seemed to wait, perhaps knowing that in storms such as these, the calm often precedes a truth powerful enough to shift the winds entirely. It was in that tense quiet that the stage was set for an unexpected voice to rise in her defense, and for the story to take a turn no one saw coming. It happened in a moment that no one anticipated. Liu Yuning, the singer and actor known for his measured composure and easy rapport with fans, was hosting what was meant to be an unremarkable livestream. The atmosphere was light, the conversation casual, until a question appeared in the chat, blunt, unavoidable, and echoing the controversy that had dominated headlines all week. Most public figures in his position would have smiled it away, shifted to a safer topic, or offered a neutral remark that revealed nothing. But in that instant, Liu Yuning's demeanor changed. The lightness vanished from his face, replaced by a quiet intensity. His eyes held the camera with a steadiness that drew viewers closer, as though he was about to cross a line few dared to approach. He began not with hesitation but with conviction, his voice deliberate and unwavering. He would not, he declared, remain silent while falsehoods destroyed someone who had already endured enough. These were not the words of a distant colleague making a polite defense. They carried the weight of someone who had seen more than he could easily forget. The chat flooded with comments, the viewership counter climbing faster than the platform could refresh. What had begun with 50,000 curious eyes soon swelled into hundreds of thousands, then millions, each person sensing that something extraordinary was unfolding in real time. This was no performance. There was no rehearsed cadence, no carefully staged reveal. It was raw and unfiltered. A man deciding in front of the world that the truth mattered more than the risks to his own standing. Those watching could feel the stakes. They knew the cost of crossing powerful agencies, of challenging the narratives they controlled. Yet Liu Yuning pressed on, as if each word he spoke was an anchor against a tide of misinformation threatening to pull someone he cared about into oblivion. In those minutes, the story shifted. Zhao Lusi was no longer alone in the glare of public judgment. She had an advocate, one who stood firmly in the open, unshielded and unafraid. For viewers, the moment felt rare and real, proof that even in an industry driven by image and guarded silence, there were still voices willing to break the script when the truth demanded it. The air in the livestream seemed to shift, carrying a weight that every viewer could feel. Liu Yuning paused for a brief moment, as if measuring the gravity of what he was about to do. Then, with the calm precision of someone who knew the value of each word and gesture, he reached for the evidence he had promised, documents, official and stamped, the kind that carried the quiet authority of truth. He held them up to the camera, careful not to expose every private detail, but enough for anyone with knowledge of medicine to understand the significance. They were records from a credible medical facility, outlining a rare neurological condition that had temporarily robbed Zhao Lusi of her ability to walk. As the pages came into focus, the livestream chat erupted. Some gasped in disbelief, others sent messages of solidarity, and a few questioned whether such private matters should ever be laid bare. But the moment transcended the controversy. It was no longer just a dispute between an actress and her former agency. It had become a public reckoning with the truth. Liu Yuning's voice carried the raw edge of someone who had seen the struggle up close. The late nights, the endless uncertainty, the silent battles fought far from the camera's gaze. This was not a scripted performance. It was the rare convergence of personal loyalty and moral conviction, spilling into the public domain. He spoke of pain that could not be faked, of the fear of never walking again, of the courage it took to step back into the spotlight after such a devastating blow. His words cut through the noise of speculation, replacing it with something more powerful, the weight of lived experience. In that instant, the tide of public opinion began to shift. Viewers who had entered the stream with doubt now lingered in silence, re-evaluating everything they thought they knew. For Zhao Lusi, this was more than the presentation of evidence. It was the reclaiming of her story. And for Liu Yuning, it was a declaration that some truths demand to be spoken, no matter the cost. As the viewership climbed into the millions, it was clear that this was not just another headline. It was a moment that would be remembered as the turning point, when the fog of accusation gave way, at least for a while, to the clarity of conviction. Beyond the evidence, what made this moment so powerful wasn't just the paperwork. It was the unspoken story behind it. The long nights in the hospital, the uncertainty of walking again, the quiet tears no camera caught. Some began to wonder, how did Liu Yuning know so much? Had he been there during her worst moments? Was this just professional solidarity or something deeper? And maybe that's why his defense carried such weight. The world reacts. Across the globe, support poured in. Fans in Manila started the hashtag Justice for Lucy trend. Japanese netizens posted messages of encouragement, calling her a fighter. In Paris and New York, entertainment blogs ran headlines like, "The actor who risked it all for the truth." But not everyone was convinced. Skeptics called for independent verification. Some questioned whether private medical details should have been shown at all. Still, the tide was turning, and for the first time Zhao Lusi's side of the story was being heard. The bigger picture. This wasn't just about one actress. It was about the pressure of the entertainment industry, the control agencies hold over artists, and the courage it takes to speak up when silence would be safer. And Liu Yuning's decision wasn't without risk. Defending Zhao Lusi so publicly could have cost him his career. But sometimes truth is worth more than contracts, more than fame. A new chapter. In the days that followed, Zhao Lusi slowly re-emerged into the public eye, not as the center of a scandal, but as a woman who had fought a battle most could never imagine and survived. Her story became a reminder that behind the headlines are human beings, and that one voice, when brave enough, can change the course of a storm. And maybe that's the real takeaway. That in a world quick to judge, we must be slower to condemn, and quicker to stand by those facing the darkest chapters of their lives. If you believe in truth, in courage, and in second chances, stay with us here on Update X24H. Pushpin subscribe now so you never miss the stories that matter. Thank you for watching, and remember, sometimes the truth needs a voice.